Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2 litre EX manual. See here, this car's finished in passion red and has the light leather interior. Just the one private owner from new with a full service history on this vehicle, and the car is in absolutely beautiful condition. It's been kept so well. Front of the car, front bumper, very clean, hardly a mark anywhere on there. Lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Comes to the bonnet itself, very clean. There are obviously the odd tiny little stone chip on there. It's bound to be in a car this age and mileage, but they're very few and far between. Near side of the vehicle and the panels absolutely mirror smooth, no indentations there at all. And then front wing very clean and tidy. Near side front alloy, the one that takes all the bashing, and there's no marks in there at all of any note. And then to come down the remaining panels on the side, very clean, lovely and original as well. Near side rear alloy, again absolutely beautiful condition. And to come in the back of the car, again it's all been kept wonderfully clean and tidy. It really has been cherished, this car. You can tell it's not a car that's just been used day to day. It's one that's been treated with kid gloves in all honesty. And off side of the vehicle, again as with the near side, very clean indeed. Finally, well, not finally, nearly there. Offside rear alloy, again really lovely condition, and the remaining panel work is fantastic. Offside front alloy, again wonderfully clean. As I always say, I mean, if you get a microscope out, if you look, there will be the odd mark that I have missed, so we really do recommend coming to see these vehicles first. Coming to the boot area now, the person that's owned this car obviously has invested in the boot liner, which is again a lovely sign of ownership because it keeps all the fabrics underneath pretty much as new, but it's been kept very clean in the back as well. Absolutely enormous boots as well, of course. Those rear seats, they just tumble forward with a pull of a lever there, and exactly the same on this side here. It's wonderful to see in operation. Just to show you underneath here, so you can see the carpeted area looks absolutely as new. This is electric tailgate, of course, and that works exactly as intended. Coming to the back of the car now. I always say with CR-Vs, but these are ultimately family cars, but that also means that some of them in the back can be really bashed about, and that's nothing to do with build quality. It just means that people have kids like me. But this is in just beautiful condition back here. Also, you can see just how much legroom these cars give, and I'm not cheating because those seats at the front there are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so you can just see just how much legroom there is. It's in fantastic condition. Finally come to the front passenger door card. All the little recesses have been kept wonderfully clean and tidy. There is a full set of original Honda CR-V mats fitted to this vehicle. Front passenger seat there, you can see it looks as though it's been given hardly any use at all. The driver's door card now, again as with all the others, in beautiful condition. All the switches nice and clean. Obviously you've got electric memory seats on these top of the range cars as well, and there's your electrical adjusters there. The driver's seat, as with all the others, is in absolutely fantastic condition. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. The dashboard is lovely looking dashboards in these cars. They really are fantastically designed, and it looks pretty much as new in here. Sat nav, you can see they're working absolutely perfectly. I'm just going to close the electric blind, otherwise you have a bit of glare when I'm doing the videos. You can see they're all working exactly as intended. If I pop the car into reverse, get that lovely clear gridded parking camera as well. All working exactly as it should as well. Dual zone climate control. Everything just been kept wonderfully well. Come across to the dashboard binnacle, and hopefully you can see in there 54,193 miles, and there's no warning lights on that vehicle at all. Multifunction steering wheel looks and feels pretty much as new in hand. This is a car that you want to see in the flesh really, because it's just in super condition. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here. as is very importantly the locking wheel nut key for the car. So finally, just to come under this absolutely beautifully presented engine bay, and it's a real rarity to see an engine bay where you've got so much room around the engine to do your basic maintenance, which Honda positively encourage on any car, more of which on the following road test video. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX petrol manual car. The car is registered SV63HHR. Mileage at the start of the road test is 54,187 miles. The reason we do these road tests is essentially so that anyone that's actually looking at this car online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We think it's really important to allow people who may be willing to travel hours or days sometimes across Europe to come and see our cars, to actually see them in this way, but it also gives us opportunity to let you know of any issues you may experience if driving the vehicle, because we know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car told it's perfectly good, and when you get there find out it's got a fundamental problem you clearly should have been told about. The road test is also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you feel yourself, obviously if offered to test drive in the car. Worth pointing out, it's 20 to 9 in the morning, so this is rush hour, so this is about as busy as it gets around here. So coming to the car itself, engine on the vehicle, which is an absolute peach of an engine, always is with these Honda cars. Starts absolutely first push of the button, of course. Settles to an absolutely steady idle. There are no warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. The engines themselves are a classic Honda engine, very, very, very smooth, noticeable lack of vibration or harshness that comes through the engine, and they rev so sweetly and willingly, as opposed to some cars that seem to be kind of strangled as the revs rise. Hondas seem to thrive on revs, and they sound lovely in the process as well, which is really nice. You just don't appreciate how annoying a car can be when you get sort of a quite a harsh engine, which seems okay in test drive, but after years of ownership really starts to annoy you. But these are brilliant engines. Cam chain driven, so there's no big cam belt services required on them at all, and the reputation for reliability and durability that no other engine in its class comes close to. These are as tough as you're going to get. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch on the vehicle is absolutely perfect. Bike point is exactly where it should be, and the pedal is lovely and smooth on application and travel as well. Gearbox on the car, obviously a 6-speed gearbox in this day and age. Obviously that maximises fuel economy and performance, but the gear change is fantastic on them. It's got a lovely short throw, very, very precise, lovely weighting, and it just feels really mechanical, and that's not always easily achieved, because in modern age obviously gear levers are joined to the gearbox underneath, generally by cables. So that means you can get some quite vague gear changes, but this is just fantastic. It really is. And it really adds to the drive of the car. I can't feel any wear in the gear change at all, by the way. Absolutely perfect. Steering on the car, it's lovely. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all that come through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it's beautifully weighted. Very, very accurate, very precise. Again, much more agile than you'd give credit to a car of this type, but Honda know this market very, very well indeed, and it matches the chassis perfectly. Chassis, by the way, again, Honda, this is the best-selling SUV in the world, so Honda know the market very well, so they give you a very comfortable, composed ride, but you don't get that awful kind of lurching that you get and heave-ho kind of effect that you get with taller cars and these vehicles, which can be really unpleasant, in particular for backseat passengers. But this is just fantastic, and there's no clunks, nothing coming from underneath the vehicle at all. It's exactly as it should be. Brakes on the car, good solid brake pedal. What I'm looking for when you hit the brakes is just basically so it doesn't pull violently left or right, but also that the brake pedal itself doesn't sort of vibrate or pulse under your foot, which would suggest sort of, you know, warped discs or otherwise. I'm going to turn around here. Look around inside these vehicles. It's, you know, as I say in pretty much all Honda videos, it's very, very hard to get over just how brilliantly built these cars are. You know, this is a car that's now 6 years old, over 50,000 miles, and essentially could be driving a brand new car, because that's how it feels. Looking inside the car, there's not a hint of a squeak or a buzz or anything from the interior of the car. And it really does make my blood boil when you see these road tests when cars are brand new, and all the usual candidates are lauded for their amazing build quality, and Hondas are sort of, oh, it's, you know, got sort of cheaper plastics here or there. No, what Honda do is they put them together absolutely brilliantly. They texture the plastics according to what you're going to be using them for, so sort of tend to be sort of softer touch up here, harder down here, because it's harder wearing but easier to clean as well, by the way. But very few cars that have that, you know, build quality label attached to them feel anything like this at this age of mileage. It really is fantastic in here. It's also a lovely driving environment. This interior colour's wonderful on the car, because it makes a car on a sort of dull day like today feel much lighter inside and warmer feeling. But it's a very high specification car as well, but the interior doesn't faze you or intimidate. You've got a really simple radio and sat-nav system working perfectly, dual zone climate control system to do side-to-side temperatures, again just all push button, very, very simple to operate, and again all working absolutely perfectly with ice cold air conditioning. The quality of the switchgear, by the way, is absolutely fantastic. I know it's only a tiny detail, but it's just a joy to press the switches that have that lovely high quality feel to them that you kind of normally associate with, you know, quite high quality sort of electrical stuff, you know, sort of radios and bits and bobs at home. And our Japanese do this kind of thing wonderfully well. Heated seats, all working exactly as they should as well. So it's just the parking sensors beeping, so we know they work. Dashboard directly in front of me is again simplicity itself, all working exactly as it should. Now we've been running for some time. Temperature gauge, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, whether it be petrol, diesel or otherwise. Steering wheel pretty much looks and feels as new in hand. You've got obviously cruise control up here, just press a button to activate. It's all done, it's really simple. And then you've got information display and radio up on the left hand side here, then voice activation and hands-free telephone at the bottom left. Bottom right, we've got information display for the main binnacle directly in front, but it's all very simple and easy to operate, and a lovely size steering wheel. It's very kind of sporty in size, and of course leather bound, so it feels lovely in hand as well. These are of course four-wheel drive vehicles, albeit Honda again with their experience worked out absolutely immediately that the vast majority of driving in these cars would be as I'm doing today, on perfectly good roads and perfectly good conditions. So why have a four-wheel drive system whirring away constantly? All that's going to achieve is premature tyre wear. You're going to use more fuel, and you're going to put more mechanical stress through the vehicle as well. Basically this does it all for you. There's no buttons to press, nothing to activate. If I was to pull away and the front wheels would start to spin, the rear wheel drive instantly engages to give you four-wheel drive, and it's like someone giving you a shove in the back, but very smoothly. And it's that smoothness that gives you the grip, and it is amazingly efficient. I've towed many a caravan across many a muddy field and never come close to getting stuck with one. Its simplicity, by the way, also gives it its reliability, because we've never put a spanner on that system, and we've sold thousands of Hondas using this particular system. It is absolutely bulletproof in that sense. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is to pick up any issues there might be. There's nothing at all on this vehicle. It drives absolutely beautifully. I used to work for the Honda dealership, so I know these cars very, very well.
And if there's something in the drive of the vehicle that shouted out to me that wasn't quite right, I would certainly feed it back to you. But any questions at all, don't hesitate, do give us a call.